In this video, I'm going to use Chat GPT to help me create a Kahoot game for my students, and I hope to do it under 5 minutes, but we'll see. So before you start, if you wanted to follow along, you should have Chat GPT open like I just did. You could have a Google spreadsheet open. If you prefer another spreadsheet, that's fine, but I'll be doing it with Google. And then you should have your Kahoot account where you would normally go and create a game open. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT this question, which I will put in the video description, and we'll see what it gives us. You can obviously adapt the question to something that you're actually looking for, but the column is what Kahoot wants, so we want to make sure that we tell ChatGPT to give it to us in that way. Now I see it's not giving me what I want, so I'm going to have to ask it a second question. So I'm going to tell it that the table format is good. That's what I want, but I want actual questions about sinudoidal functions and their derivatives. So we'll see this time. So it did give me some questions. I like them. It actually timed out, which is kind of annoying. So normally I could tell it, like, you timed out, please regenerate. But for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to take what it's giving me. So I'm going to select these cells. Okay, so Control C. And Control V in my spreadsheet, that I had already prepared here. Sorry, I'm having trouble. I have a sticky key on my keyboard. Okay, so here it is. So this, I just did Control C, Control V, and I have my columns all set up with the questions, correct answer, and so on. And I actually want to do this for my classroom. So for the purposes of this video, I was doing it in English, but I'm in a French school, so I'm actually going to ask ChatGPT to translate it to French. I will pause the video while it's doing that. This table is great. Please translate it to French. So it did translate correctly, and then I went back and replaced it. So I'm going to be using these French questions, but it could be any question, any subject, anything you want. So we're going to go to Kahoot, and we're going to create now a new game. So this should be a quiz type game, and by default I believe it's always what it is. And then I'm going to go to add question, and if you see the bottom right here, very, very small, it will say import spreadsheet. And this is actually the first time I'm doing this, just to show you that it's not something that I've practiced. So here it's asking me to download the template. I had Googled to see what columns I needed, but I'm downloading the template. If you open it, it'll open up in Excel, probably by default. So here it is. And actually, I could have probably asked ChatGPT to structure, because it tells me a limit of characters and such. But I can already tell there isn't that much characters in what it's given me. So here it is. And I'm just going to click on their first question, and I'm going to go to my Google Sheets from earlier that I had. Select everything and Control C, Control V. I could have actually skipped the putting it in my own spreadsheet actually, but and copy directly here, but I like to have things in my Google Drive. Okay, so actually I realize here that I made a mistake, and as I said, I'm doing this video live, so it comes with my mistakes, and we'll fix it very, very quickly. So here we're seeing that what it actually wanted in the first column was not the correct answer. Or actually, yeah, it was. So it doesn't matter. So it asked me, and here it's asking me to choose the correct answer. So because we asked ChatGPT to put the correct answer in column 1, we're going to do this. So actually I didn't really make a mistake, but I want to, so I've selected 1. I wrote 1 because I know I asked ChatGPT to give me the correct answer here. So I'm telling the Kahoot template that that's where the correct answer is. I'm wondering if it's going to, the answer is always going to be A in my multiple choice. It's going to be A. I don't want that. So I'm not sure, so we'll try it out, and if it is, we can figure a way to fix it. So let's go see now. I'm just going to make sure that this is normally would be saved, so I'm just going to save it however you save it, wherever you save it, and I'm going to import it from the Kahoot. All right, so select the file. Here it is. Open, upload, and then cross our fingers. Let's see what it says. Okay, so actually it's giving me that they're too long, which I didn't know before doing this video, and it told us when I downloaded the template, so I should have asked ChatGPT to give me something shorter. So what I can do is, in the description that I'm going to put in the video, I will add an additional prompt for that. so that we get the short version. But I'm just going to shorten it manually for now to save time. So I'm just shortening the questions 1, 5, and 9 manually, which is not ideal. I wanted ChatGPT to do it, but I will next time. Take 2, I'm going to select the same file that I've adjusted and saved, and we're going to upload. Okay, so here we have it. Take 2 worked. I'm going to click on Add Questions, and there they are. And actually, yeah, so it did put the correct answer as A every time, which I don't like. So we're going to fix that quickly. So the reality of working with ChatGPT is this, and it's that sometimes things are going to go wrong like this. So don't get frustrated if it does happen. So there's a little bit of trial and error. So here I asked it to change a few things in the table because I didn't like that the answer was always in the first one. So I asked it to change the header names of the table. As you can see now, they're called 1, 2, 3, 4. I also asked it to add a column that will give the correct column. I see now I wanted actually the correct column to be onto the right of the time limit. I'm going to do it manually myself in the sheets because I think that's going to be faster. But yeah, so now I think in going forward for a Kahoot, I would think of a better question. I'm going to try to think of a better question so that I don't have to go back and forth. See, I had to go back and forth 3 times. But at the end of the day, it's still a lot faster than creating it myself. And again, the next time I do want to create a Kahoot, I know what went wrong this time, and I will be able to ask a better question. So I'm going to test questions that will work without me having to go back and forth. So in the description of the video, I'll give you what actually worked for me without having to go back and forth. But, you know, it's artificial intelligence, so sometimes it'll give you something that you're not happy with, even if you use exactly the same prompt I have. So you just have to know how to interact with it a little bit, like I'm doing. So I've pasted the new column here. I'm just going to switch them up. Next time I will ask ChatGPT to give me the correct order of columns that the default Kahoot wants it. And here we have it. So now I'm going to copy this into the template. And so it should, if I select the first cell of answers here, I cut, it should overwrite what I had. I just want to, I didn't want to copy the header, so I'm going to undo, select only the content, and paste. So I can see I have everything here, and we'll import. So with the same steps that I did earlier, I'm going to upload, add questions, and there we go. So we're ready to save. Oh, I'm going to just, normally when you do that, you have to make sure you delete question 1. So I'm going to select question 1, which was like there by default, delete, and then save. And now I have it. So this will be my give it a title, give it a description, and save. And then I'm ready to play with my students. So I'm going to actually fact check the answers with my students in class. I've told them that I was going to be doing this with ChatGPT, so I'm excited to see if it gave us the correct answers.